This is the moment. The Caterham Project V 2027.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Future Cars Hall. Today we're diving into one of the most intriguing developments in performance cars as we approach the mid-2020s, the Caterham Project V 2027. This all-electric sports coupe isn't just another EV. It represents a crossroads between the raw purity of classic driving and the realities of modern electric performance. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this machine matters not just for enthusiasts, but for the direction of the entire automotive world. Before we go further, subscribe to Future Cars HQ, because this vehicle shows where the future of driving is heading. Caterham has long held a legendary place in automotive culture. For decades, their minimalist, lightweight roadsters were the gold standard for driver engagement. You didn't buy a Caterham because it was the fastest, the flashiest, or the most advanced. You bought it because it connected you to the act of driving in a way few modern cars ever have. But the world is changing. Emissions regulations, electrification mandates, and consumer expectations are forcing every brand to evolve. And with Project V, Caterham isn't resisting that evolution, they're redefining how a true driving car should transition into the electric age. Let's start with what Project V actually is. This vehicle began life as a concept that marries Caterham's classic focus on lightweight simplicity with a modern electric drivetrain. It's powered by a 200 kWh electric motor paired with a 55 kWh battery pack, giving it roughly 268 horsepower and a will-to-be range near 249 miles. Impressive for a sports car that weighs target around 150 kilograms. But what's more interesting than the numbers is what they represent in the context of today's industry. While most EV makers chase ever bigger battery packs, insane charging rates, and maximum output, Caterham chose efficiency, low weight, and balance over raw spec sheets. Where industry giants push batteries over 100 kWh and sacrifice agility for range, Caterham looked at performance with a fundamentally different question: how can an EV be alive? That is what Project V is trying to answer. What's also unique about Project V is its layout philosophy. Instead of a flat skateboard battery platform like you see in most EVs today, Caterham's design disperses smaller battery units toward the front and rear of the car to preserve a low center of gravity and ideal weight distribution. This approach is a conscious rejection of the conventional EV architecture and a direct effort to keep the car's handling sharp, direct, and engaging qualities that have defined Caterham's identity since the very first seven. Originally, Project V doesn't scream futuristic spaceship. It respects proportion and simplicity. Clean lines, a compact silhouette, and lightweight materials like carbon fiber and aluminum are all in service of performance rather than flash. This isn't art for art's sake. It's engineering logic, you can see. When you look at cars like this, you understand that weight matters just as much in an electric car as it did in a combustion one. This is a lesson many manufacturers are learning the hard way as their sub-sized EVs balloon past 2 tons. Inside the cockpit, Caterham is keeping things driver-centric. The interior is expected to focus on essential information and interaction rather than sprawling screens and low-value gimmicks. That doesn't mean it lacks technology, far from it, but the technology that matters is here: adaptive energy management, intelligent traction control, and efficient use of battery power to keep the car feeling alive and responsive. In a market where smart features often means distraction, Project V's approach is refreshingly purposeful. Now let's talk about price, because this is where the story gets really interesting for American performance buyers. Early development targets suggested a base price below $18,000, which would have put the car around $100 used in today's conversion. However, as the project has matured and Caterham prepares for its USS launch in 2027, pricing expectations have shifted. Recent industry coverage suggests that a more realistic USS starting price is nearer $35,000, reflecting the bespoke engineering, lightweight construction, and limited production nature of the car. That price places Project V in a very interesting competitive space. It's more expensive than mainstream performance EVs, yet it still undercuts high-end exotic EV sports cars while delivering a driving experience that will feel far more focused than many of its rivals. It's not trying to be the fastest EV in a straight line. It's trying to be the most alive in the driver's hands. So what does this mean for buyers and enthusiasts? First, it shows that electric driving doesn't have to mean massive weight, sterile steering feel, or joyless acceleration charts. You can have an EV that thrills not just with numbers, but with nuance. It shows that there is still a place for purist performance in an increasingly computerized world of autonomous features and digital assistance. Project V proves that you can have advanced technology without sidelining the core of what makes driving fun. And as the automotive world moves forward, cars like Project V remind us that performance EVs are not one-dimensional. The future doesn't belong only to the biggest, fastest, or flashiest. It belongs to the smartest of cars that know what to add and what to leave out. Caterham's approach could very well influence how other niche performance brands approach electrification. It's a case study for how to maintain brand identity while evolving with the times. In the end, the Caterham Project V 2007 represents something rare in today's automotive world, a clear vision. It's not a compromise. It's a purpose-built electric sports car that stays true to the emotional heart of driving. It reminds us why we fell in love with cars in the first place, not because of pixels and autopilot, but because of connection, rhythm and feel. Thanks for watching Future Cars Heat You. Subscribe, share and stay tuned, because the future of cars is arriving faster than most people expect.